I wanted to know whether it works or not. And the first and most important thing is it works. It works here in the UK. Last night we were 140% funded for this event.
Hooray!
Yeah, so thank you. This is a very different, it's a great response, it's a very different response. What that means, by the way, is that we'll be down at the Big Mac later. No, it doesn't. It's going to be grander than that. No, what it means is that we'll be going on after today to take what we've learned and get the message further out. Come on in, it's okay. Get the message further out about crowdfunding as a new means to get projects off the ground, a new means to get funded. I'm genuinely really excited about the fact that this has worked so well in America. I've got a few slides I'll show you about that. But that it can work, and I believe will work in the UK. But actually, it's about the word crowd says it. It's about what we do with it. So thank you for coming. And like I say, it works. This was last night. We set a budget of £400. It's gone up since then. Thank you. And we just smashed the target. It works. This is, why I'm here, by the way. I'm here because I want to use this. This is my company, Age of Revolutions. I'm, in old terminology, an inventor. In new terminology, an innovator. And I invent things. And I've been round the loop numerous times now. I've talked to more venture capitalists and angels than you could shake a stick at, and then get another stick and shake that at as well. We know the ropes, we know the problems, we know, when it works, it can work really well. But this is different. Why is it different? We'll come to that in a moment. So these are the things that we're launching at the moment. These are the reasons why I'm really interested in this. I'm only interested in the biggest and the best of what's going on. I believe we are in the middle of a rolling revolution. Here's the most exciting things that have happened in my lifetime, and I'm really old. The internet has changed the way information moves around the globe. It's changed technology forever. We just, it's difficult to think back to before we had mobile phones, before we had PCs, and to the days when I started in business and businesses were run with a paper ledger. That's happening in our lifetime. So that's a really important change. We've seen social media. 2 years ago, hardly anyone really knew whether it was a fad or not, or was it for real, was it going to change things? We now know it's changing things. It's a fundamental change. We can trace that, why it is. And I think part of the same trend is crowdfunding. I think crowdfunding has the potential to change finance for the better, the way it's done. And I think we need this long historical perspective. This is Matthew Rock, founder of Real Business, it's a great article talking about how technology is causing the recession. That we have too tight a focus on 6 months a year, 2 years, even 3 years, isn't enough to see what's going on. There's a revolution we're in the middle of that's been going on for at least 20 to 25 years. And if you pull back the focus, you can see, the things I've been talking about already are part of that revolution. And when you start to do that, things start to make an awful lot more sense than we have been doing. Part of where we are right now, of course, is this. Did many of you see the Bank of Dave programme? Yeah. If you haven't seen it, it's worth a watch. It's an open secret. I've had a few comments about this, and standing in this particular place to say it, but we all know the banks are broken. You couldn't watch that programme, I think it's still live, so you can still watch it, and not know the banks are broken. Broken in the sense of supporting business, fueling business growth, getting startups going. We know it's true. We need an alternative. So, quickly, could crowdfunding be part of the answer? I'm going to pose some questions. I'm going to partially answer them, and I'm going to ask the panel in a few moments, after we've had one more presentation, highly relevant one, to pitch in with their answers. But we want questions from you principally to be the rest of what we do today. So could crowdfunding be at least part of the answer to fix that problem? What's its potential for the UK and the world? Is this a passing fad? Is this something we'll have moved on from in 3 or 5 years' time? I don't believe it will be. And why is it happening now? What's that about? We'll come on to that, some of those in a minute. But before we do, let me give you a definition. There's a totally agreed definition. I'm willing to be contradicted by the panel here as well, and tell us later on a bit I got wrong. But I don't think there's a clearly, we're not yet at the stage in this new area where we've got clearly agreed terms throughout. So let me give you the ones that I understand. Crowdfunding is an umbrella term for 3 things. Okay? Crowd lending has become familiar to some of us over the last few years. I don't know how long Zopa's been going, it's not all that long, maybe 2 or 3 years or something. And crowd lending is where, rather than a bank funding a loan, a number of different individuals through an internet platform get together and fund a loan. So you can, as an individual, can go on there, be credit scored, say I want to buy a car, or as one of my relatives did recently, say, you know, agree a rate, and that's funded through the platform with a number of different people rather than the bank. And increasingly people can get lending that way that they couldn't get from the bank. So that's one form of crowdfunding. Crowd investing is a second form of crowdfunding. Crowdfunding fundamentally is the crowdfunding system. So many people coming together to fund a venture or whatever. Crowd investing, by definition, involves shares. So if you're investing in something, you're probably going to want to share in that. That makes it a little bit different. Tends to be higher stakes, tends to be riskier in certain ways than crowdfunding. There doesn't seem to be a term for this, crowdfunding proper, where I think we've got an example coming up. We have got an example coming up, but not yet. We'll come to it in a minute. So crowdfunding proper tends to be, I want to get a product off the ground. It's a product that lots of people need and would be prepared to buy, and would even be perhaps prepared to pre-buy. We'll see an example of the kind of product we're talking about from Derek in a few moments. And very often those things don't get off the ground by traditional means. So crowdfunding proper usually involves pre-buying the product or a reward of some sort. It's often used for funding movies these days. There's a Danny DeVito movie that's just been funded this way. For albums, you know, your favourite band's next album are quite often funded this way, and quite often people will pay in advance for that sort of thing. So because we don't have a better term for that, for today at least, I'm going to call that crowdfunding proper.
I object, because that means crowdfunding investing is improper.
It's not. We coined the phrase crowd lending. The industry calls it peer-to-peer lending. So we've got a trademark on that.
Okay. You see, I'm sorry. I didn't think you'd do this soon. So we're crowdfunding the presentation, or at least crowdsourcing.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's come back to that later on, and let's thrash some of those things out. We need proper terms for some of these things. And I don't want to get sued, okay?